Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks. The Eternia has been funded. Holy moly, in less than a week. Whew, John. I know we said maybe get fun in a day. Day one excitement. But still, John, you gotta give credit and kudos to the MOTU fan base out there for making the commitment of not only a lot of money, but needing a lot of space to get this, you know, a couple years ago would have been unheard of or unimaginable a playset to actually be made. John, what's your thoughts? What are you feeling?
It's such a good day. It is. I mean, dream come true, right? This is like the dream. We talked about it so much.
Mm-hmm. You can go back years.
What feels like years ago. Yes.
The second Mattel Creations thing is like, oh, maybe it could be an Eternia. That's how it made.
And then when they did that, the ring crowdfunded, we said, this is a little bit closer. We're getting a little bit closer.
Yeah, we had a lot of these.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
At every corner. Oh my gosh. Yeah, super exciting. We're going to break it down and talk about it. But we definitely want to say hello to the chat as well. A lot of people excited in the chat. Andrew is here, 60-minute misfit. Ian J, Greg, Adam, Nick Dillinger, to Eternia and beyond. Totally rad dad. Christopher is here. Chef M80. We also got Trevor Stasic is here. Jason Woods, very excited. Can't wait to get it. We got Kirk, Joe Self, Wait, I Know You podcast. Officially more backers than the Ghost Rider. This thing hit 5,000 11:30, and it's picking up extra steam. It's now at over 51.27. And now 51.41. So there is a drive here in these last 24 hours to get the King Grayskull that have really picked up steam. We've also, Wait, I Know You. We'll do Thundercats. We've got All Music Fan. We got Studio Henge in the house. Flacco, Jeff Morris, Macanita Silva. Woo! Indeed. Red Foreman is here. Kayla Silva as well. Mythic Dolphin, and so many more. Yeah, super exciting day for Masters of the Universe fans, especially ones, John, that, you know, Eternia is one of those all-time great play sets. Or, okay, maybe not all-time great, but just one of those almost mythical status play sets where you wouldn't believe just on paper that the thing existed. Or somebody made this thing.
Yeah.
And you know, it's in this frame of time of the cocaine 80s, where only like a cocaine fever dream would make this thing a reality. And you just assume that it'll never happen again. There'll never be another USS Flag. There'll never be another Eternia. And dang. There'll be more of these Eternias than the original one, John. Is that? I mean, that's the crazy part.
That is crazy. It's, you know, how many people have never even seen one in person?
A lot.
Yeah. And I know, like, that's a lot of like the hesitance of even getting one, you know, outside of like, oh, it's not worth that much money or whatever your case is. But if you had seen, if you haven't seen one and you backed this, when you get it, look out, cookout. Your mind is blown.
There might be a lot of people that get it like, holy crap, What did
I do? What did I do?
Yeah, it's like, where am I gonna put this? But you know what? Like, that's what's the classic word here? Future J problem, future collector problem. Let's worry about that in 2024. Okay. We've got some super chats in here already. Rockman Chris, hardcore, I saw to get Mondo Battle Cat and said, totally get it, right? It's a beautiful looking figure. It is more expensive than this, but it takes up less space. And if you've already got some of the other Mondos, that is probably the thing that you would rather have. So no, fault on anyone for going that route. Red Foreman, another $5 super chat, waiting on Monday to Modi to see if the value is there. Modi or nothing. John, Modi has endeared himself.
He has.
At least to the Toy Geeks community.
I think much like what I feel is just like this itch to get your back in before
Mhm.
you're out of the King Grayskull game.
Yeah.
I think if this is struggling towards Modi, I think it'll have a
Mhm.
strong last day. Just like today. And today is we still have one more day for King Grayskull, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's end of tomorrow for the King Grayskull figure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that for sure is a factor there. It has to be a factor in this kind of uptick because I did ask Brian. Oh, perfect chart sent. I'll pull that up in a second. But the trend when we looked at this on Sunday was around 220 or so per day, which is still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But just by that pace, just for the past 2 days, it would not be at over 5,100 right now, right? So
Right.
it picked up steam. There's still 24 hours left for the King Grayskull, and it very may well be at like 6,000 by tomorrow at this pace. But again, we'll look at the Brian Brink chart to really kind of see the pacing where it is right now. But yeah, absolutely. It's doing really well. I think we have another super chat from Red Foreman in here, another $5 one. I know I'm getting Mondo Battlecat deciding on Eternia, right? I mean, all things considered, the fact that the Battle Cat is happening at the same time as this fund, two big expensive MOTU items that will be splitting up the MOTU collector wallets.
Yep.
The fact that it's still funded within a week is mind-boggling, right, John? Like I feel like when there's competition, it takes a little bit longer. But thoughts on that, John?
Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of deciding going on right now because I mean the Battle Cat still has another 7 days to
I think so.
before it gets put up for order.
Yep.
But if you're going for Eternia, you might as well put it in now
Yep.
to get King Grayskull. I mean, if you wait that extra day, you are screwed. And then if you're getting the Eternia and then you missed out on King Grayskull and you still really want him, chances are, like we said on Sunday, he will be the least produced Origins figure. He's going to have such low numbers.
He really is.
And the resale value is going to be sky high for that single figure.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a fair point to be made. I know some people commented on our last video once it posted after we did the live stream on Sunday that they feel Koldar is the rarest one or could be the rarest one. We don't know how many they made, but I gotta feel like they made more than 5,000. Like 5,000 is nothing.
Yeah, you would think because,
but
I mean, that figure had I can't remember if it was a 2 per customer or 3 per customer limit on Koldar. But even if it was a 2 per customer and they made 5,000, I mean, my guess is a lot of people ordered 2. I ordered 2 just to have one to trade. Or no, it was 3. It was 3 per customer on Koldar.
Yeah.
So that's
it was 5. It was 5 for Koldar.
5 for Koldar?
3 for Wundar.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I got 3 Koldars for to trade until I got Wundar. But yeah, so if it was 5 per, and everybody was kind of doing more towards 5 than anything,
yeah,
way more people than even 2,000. If say 2,000 people bought Koldar,
yeah,
that makes me believe like, no, what if they probably made like 8 or 10,000 of him?
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Another comment that I saw after our stream on Sunday was similar to this one that Gamaliel put in the chat, so I don't want to bring this up. I wonder how many people will back it once King Grayskull is off the table. I don't like how this early bird was handled. I think it's going to backfire. Right? And I do find this interesting in the scheme of things, right? Because people have criticized Hasbro's early bird, which isn't so much an early bird. It's just if you hit enough backers by this date, everyone will get XYZ character. And if we don't hit it by this date, nobody gets the character.
Yep.
Mattel is taking what I think is a more like an actual true early bird, meaning if you are an early backer within a certain range of time, you will get this exclusive figure. Mattel has done this with their WWE ring, where they had an early bird Macho Man figure. And people are saying once that one or that time was over for the Macho Man figure, the thing kind of just flatlined the set and didn't really gain a lot of extra backers. And so what I'm hearing is people say that the same might come true for this Eternia playset, where you don't have the King Grayskull incentive anymore. Will people continue to back? John, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a tough call, because I feel like everybody who wants MOTU has backed it. So
Maybe
once
MOTU's
we
picking steam.
right, he's picking up steam, and there's been a lot of steam since yesterday.
Yep.
But after tomorrow, yeah, if we do see like a bit of a flat line, that will probably be the, we can kind of call it, give or take, say, 500 if we're that far from 8,000.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean the ring is a great gauge for that, and seeing what happened after the Macho Man was, like the cutoff point. But I mean, yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
it's hard to say, because again, we weren't sure if everybody's cards were going to get hit right away, and I don't think they have. I checked mine, nothing.
I checked mine as well, and yeah, same for me. No charges there for me.
So maybe now that people will know that, they'll back it now. And maybe that's just what is happening. Maybe that is what this post,
the post bump.
The post bump, yeah.
That's a great point.
James Sterling says his did.
Oh, his did. Okay. Mine charged and then went away for a while. And I literally just logged in to check it to give it some time. Yeah. And mine hasn't been recharged. I gotta say, like, I feel like Mattel should just pick something, or at least tell everyone so people can account for it. Because that's not that, I believe that there's probably a subset of people that would like to get the Grayskull. But maybe the funds aren't in place. If there's a concern, well, hell, this $550 plus $50 shipping plus tax, which will put it around $650 in the U.S., a lot more outside of the U.S., is going to hit. I need to make sure I got that ready, and so that is a factor here into play. The still kind of uneasiness about that. So if John Sterling says his got charged, again, so the pre-order, it does hit as a penned,
just to make sure the card is valid.
Yes,
that's it.
And the pen stayed a while longer than the Hasbro ones, but at least for me, the pen is gone. John said it's the same for you.
Yep.
And it hasn't repended or anything since it got backed. Now, again, that's a snapshot, a moment in time. That is not a subset of every single person that has backed this, right? But,
Yep.
Exactly. So I think if you did it recently, the pen will show up more recently. But for John and I, we did it day one. The pen held for a while, but as of Tuesday, it's not pending on my credit card anymore. Ian, so it's not like Target. Yes, not like.
Yeah, it won't get charged every day until it ships,
and then like
you don't have to worry about a daily charge until first quarter. Is it first quarter 2024 or is it fall 2024?
I don't know.
Might be 2025. We'll see.
Remember I got those Dungeons and Dragons figures pre-ordered from Target, and I just did it because I was like, oh, maybe they're only going to be at Target, but people quickly said, no, it's going to be available everywhere. Don't worry. And it did. It showed up just about everywhere. I think I ended up ordering them all of them off of Hasbro Pulse, which is its own whatever. But at least I know I'm not going to get pended charged 10,000 times. And lo and behold, what happened with those Target pre-orders? They charged me 3 times pre-order hits off of those Dungeons and Dragons figures.
Jesus.
So I canceled them immediately. But I was just like, good Lord, what a terrible pre-order system. Exactly. Yeah. So they put my money back in last night. So I feel like, again, it's early on, but it seems like the pens aren't, or at least going away. And then maybe this thing will hit once it's the end of the period. Modi will live on as the new GDL mascot. Snell's World says pending one way for them as well. So, John, let's look at seeing how things are right now. Let's see how we're looking to hit good old Modi. And I think it's actually, as of even just 2 days ago, we were trending towards hitting Modi, outpacing what it needs to do on average by 73 backers a day. So again, this is where we were on Friday. And it was kind of just evening out here, right? It was just kind of starting to, I don't want to say flatline, but just kind of flatten out.
Yep.
And we were off pace for Keklar. We were above pace for Modi and well above pace to hit it eventually within the 30 days. Now let's look at today, and you can actually see instead of going straight across, it's actually going up again here on the bottom. And not only are we now even more, well, we've already hit the target, but we're 350 on the initial target. We're 223 average pace for Modi, above like how many backers we need per day. So over that by 250. And Keklar, which we were behind track, is actually above track now to hit 10,000 backers as of this snapshot in time. Now, it can all change, but as just 2 days later, we were not pacing to hit Keklar. We're okay to hit Modi. Now we're solidly in range to get Modi and potentially in range to get Keklar as of this day. But as we said earlier, the WWE backer flatlined after the early bird Macho Man figure was no longer available. So these numbers could all change. We're still early game here for this 3 weeks after this. But still, I think if you're looking at a snapshot in time as of today, Modi is well within reach.
Yep.
Maybe it's Modi. Maybe it's this Modi movement. That is done.
It's that charming grin.
It's the grin,
the big beady eyes,
big, cute face. I think this is. I think there was a couple jokes about motivation. I think it's the motivation, the Modi movement, climbing that Modi mountain. Viva la Modi, indeed. J-Rock 424. I wonder how many MOTU fans outside of the U.S. pledge, with the exception of Mega J. All the MOTU fan YouTube pages I base outside of the U.S. came across the same thing. It costs too much, and I think that's fair. It's over $1,000, right?
Yeah,
it's not cheap. Which it means this is coming from factories in China, wherever it's coming from, to the U.S. and then being distributed from the U.S.
Right.
And that's how you're seeing these high prices outside of the U.S. So yeah, no, I totally, again, I don't blame anyone for not swinging it, because once you're in the thousands, maybe you're within range of just getting a vintage one anyway, right? So maybe the value is not as good,
right?
But what are your thoughts there, John?
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that they could not ship them, into international hubs. Sort of like what I think Super 7 did with the Snake Mountain. I think that they had certain places set up in other countries just to keep that base price the same, and then on top of shipping.
Yeah,
I think had they done that, they have the capacity to do that. They stock shelves internationally with regular product. Why couldn't they do that with this? But it's. I think if somebody wants it bad enough, just like any of us, you kind of have to you bite the bullet and just get it.
Yeah,
but that is a lot of money for international.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it would have cost in the U.S., even with this YouTube channel and covering MOTU Origins so extensively, I don't know if I could swing $1,300.
Nope.
Right?
Nope. No. Yeah. If I
lived YouTube channel just as a collector, hell no, not even like $1,300. No way. When I already have one,
no. I mean, if you're fortunate enough to have like an American friend that you can ship it to and just drive over and get it, even like I would personally probably drive 12 hours to get it and save the money. But if you don't have that kind of time or a connection to even get it shipped to someone, a friend, and then you are just, your SOL
Yeah.
looking for, change in your couch cushions to afford an Eternia.
Yeah, exactly. Moody Mania is running wild. I love this. Vicman de Santiago. I'm sorry, I'm not in the Modi to talk about this. But life will find a way. Yeah, I guess if you could swing it. And Andrew McDonald says Super 7 had a preferred store in Canada who you could buy from directly and ship within country. Again, I do think there's this element of, maybe in time they'll figure out distribution better, so sets won't be so expensive. Or maybe it's just a one-off just because the Eternia is such an outlier to maybe more common things that they would do. But yeah, you're 100% right. It would not have fun if it was $1,000 in the US.
No.
I thought it'd be $800. I thought it was going to be crazy. But I think that would be using Hasbro's funding logic. This one I really do feel like at $550 at 5,000 minimum order quantity MOQ. We've done the math. Like that seems probably was their break even, and now anything after 5,000 will probably be profit for them, including the two other figures that could hit 8,000, 10,000. But still, kudos to the Mattel Masters of the Universe team. This is no light undertaking, and no offense to MOTU when it was under Scott Knightlick's watch, but just based on his general approach to the toy line 10 years ago, it was like, no way, not a chance in hell. Like it had to have a crowdfund just for Grayskull. They did a crowdfund for that. So, an Eternia, just unfathomable based on where maybe the fan community knows where Mattel's commitment to MOTU was back in the Knightlick days. But now, whatever the MOTU team at Mattel is doing, they must have greater headwinds or just greater commitment or more funding or whatever it is to be able to pull off all of the things they pulled off. Castle Grayskull playset, a retro modern toy line like Origins, an adult collector toy line like Masterverse, a CGI toy line that also has its own playsets and vehicles. And we're getting a Snake Mountain a year after this. Like, it is a complete 180 to where MOTU was even a decade ago when Classics brought Masters of the Universe back for collectors. And, no matter how if you want to critique different approaches by the Mattel team during this run, I think there's definitely things you can critique, but you got to give them credit that they have done a fantastic job at bringing this property back and bringing incredible figures, vehicles, and God, I still can't believe it. An Eternia playset. And it's not cutting any corners. It is better than the original Eternia playset. You got to give them credit for that. That's incredible, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're getting an Eternia. Granted, it's a long time away. When they have not even finished the vintage line updated in Origins. There's still a bunch of figures that we haven't gotten.
Yeah.
A bunch of vehicles we haven't gotten. And it's like they're just going to throw this Eternia out there and, see who bites.
Yep.
And a lot of us did.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Just making that prototype is amazing.
Yeah.
Just to put that amount of work and engineering in, the sculpting of it, like you said, they have a lot of love at the team MOTU at Mattel.
Yeah. Agreed. Let's wrap things up here. Red Form on the $5 super chat. Don't discount the people interested, but have put money aside every week until the last couple of days. Not everyone can be an early backer. Absolutely. Right. This is no drop in the bucket. And for some people, 550 might be one of the biggest purchases they'll ever swing at an action figure, right? Or a toy or some type of playset or something, right? So, I totally understand that. I think it's just a matter of how many more after this early backer period might happen. And there always is generally a last minute spike on these backers during its last day. So we'll have to see how that all shakes out. I hope at the very least we get that Modi, and it's looking like we may very well. And really, as of now, that snapshot, we're in range for Keklar. And like you said last week, John, if that does happen, there'll be more Keklar figures than King Grayskull figures, which will be that'll be the crazy part. I like this slide here from Rick Baker. I'm from the Mego generation. The Origins line sold me, been hooked ever since. It's speaking to many generations. And I love that call out because Origins is just a fun toy line. People that love the original toys love it. Mego lovers love it. My kids love it. They're just good toys across the board, no matter who you are. They're fun. They're posable. You got play sets you can display them with, or kids can play with vehicles. Like it is the standard bearer for retro revisioned toy lines.
Yep. And still good prices.
And yeah, exactly. Let's get those Modi shirts and underwear. Hope we'll have a GDL shop soon. We are in the Modi-verse of madness, indeed. Ooh, Modi oven mitts. Absolutely. And this is for me too, Mason. I have a lot of vintage, including a vintage Eternia, all the Playsets, vehicles, figures. But I'm pretty much now with the Eternia coming in. I think all the vintage may go, and I may redo my display to be all Origins once we have a Snake Mountain, Grayskull, and Eternia, and all these wonderful figures. I'm in that range right now. I would not have said that at the beginning of the MOTU Origins line. Not even close.
Nope.
Terrence St. John, I apologize. The stream hasn't had nearly enough Modi. Feel free to send in Modi memes to geekdadlife@gmail.com. But John, any other final thoughts here before we wrap things up?
That's all I got. Tune in later tonight. We'll be on Toy Anxiety Bootleg.
Yes, bootleg tonight with our friends, or I guess is it just Dole? Is it me, you, Dole, and anybody else?
I think it's just the three of us.
Oh man.
You gotta see my ugly mug again.
No, not you, John. I think I just want at least like another factor in that just kind of dilute Dole a little bit, you know? Because he's been so high and mighty about owning an Eternia as a kid. Right?
We could all be so lucky.
Like I know for a fact if it's only Dole and then us, Dole's gonna spend like the first 15 minutes talking about how great it was he had an Eternia as a kid. And the track never broke.
Is that going to be your kids, though, when they're Ryan's age?
Damn. I'm creating my own dolls? No! Wait, hold on. Yeah, it sounds like another GDL with Ryan. Hey, listen, should be fun. A bootleg tonight at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for coming to hang out with us and talking about the funding of the Eternia playset. More stuff to come on the channel this week. I have been out today, John, hunting those buckets, those Halloween buckets from McDonald's, but I'm missing one. I'm missing the green witch bucket.
Uh-oh.
And I've gone to like 10 McDonald's today. Way too many McDonald's. Way too much time.
That's a lot of McDonald's.
Too many McDonald's. I don't like McDonald's. I just want the dang buckets, but the green one isn't here yet. Should I wait on the video till I have the green one, John?
Maybe.
Or do I strike the iron while it's hot? Today's launch day.
Oh, good call. Good call. It's good to get in those early videos.
I know.
You need those. You need those views.
I know. Well, fun to hang out with all of you today. If you're joining us on Toy Anxiety later tonight, see you there. And or I'll see you on the next GDL video or Toy Geeks when we jump on. Either way, take care, everybody. Until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.